Okay, guys, we are live. It's Friday night. It's huge weekend of football, of course. The huge one on Anfield at 4:30. Liverpool against Manchester United. Ten Hag comes up with some confidence, I'm sure. One of our more confident teams coming to Anfield in recent years because they haven't been doing particularly well there, Jack. Haven't been doing particularly well home or away. They beat us 2-1 earlier in the season.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really, really interesting team. And luckily, Liverpool are starting to few green shoots. I wouldn't say we're way ahead of ourselves or, really super confident to beat them 3 or 4-0, but at least there's something there to cling on to. We're going to talk about that one, but we're also going to talk about a bit of sad news today. Bobby no-look Firmino is leaving in the summer on a free. We knew it was going to be possible, but it is sad. We're going to have a talk about his favourite goal, the memories and stuff like that. Games that he was involved in and stuff like that, probably near the end of the show. So hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub, show us your love, and Anfield Road TV too. Jack, at this stage, come on, guys, and give him a sub also. Tommy Walker is in the house, an old school boy. Tommy Walker, how are you, Tommy? Hopefully you're well. And the legend, as usual, Mark Forrest is in, dropping Jack's channel right below. So let's go, baby. Jack, are you looking forward to the big one, 4:30 Sunday at Anfield?
Yes, and a massive thank you, Dave, for having me on again. And brought back a lot of fun memories. We'll speak about Bobby a bit later, that little video we done.
Yeah, we'll talk about Bobby for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that feels like bloody yesterday, mate. Time flies.
Si, senor, hit the ball.
Give it all to Bobby.
Let's go. We do a little bit of singing at the end.
Go ahead, save that for later. But yeah, big up, mate. Yeah, I've just been doing a show with Doug and obviously Owen from Cop On and obviously Sophie, the Manchester United fan. And I think United coming to Anfield probably in the best form since they've had in a very long time, mate.
Yeah.
I think obviously Casemiro.
Rashford's on form.
Yeah, Rashford, Casemiro. It's great when they actually don't have a PE teacher in charge of the football club. Surprise, surprise, they actually start winning games of football. He's a very talented manager, Ten Hag. Sadly, I think they've fully got their house in order. Don't know how you feel, mate, but like he's
well, he has a talented squad, Jack.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? They have a decent squad there. To be fair, Casemiro seems to be the bit of the fulcrum, the bit of the one that pulls them all together in the midfield. Yeah. You'd say he'd have to be part of the spine there. Your man Varane. Your man Martinez has done better than I thought he would have.
Yeah,
I mean, the goalkeeper, De Gea, is pulling bleeding saves off left, right, and centre. He has pulled off so many. Even against West Ham, I don't know what he's seen in the cup midweek. West Ham were 1-0 up. I could have easily been 2-0 up in that game, only for De Gea.
It's very similar to with us with Ali, though, Dave, isn't it? Like, obviously.
Yeah, it was similar. Yeah, that's the type of goalkeeper he is.
Yeah. He's
probably even 0-0 on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, don't say that, lad.
Both goalkeepers on form.
Please don't. As long as we get a good game of football. It's got a lot of storylines, if you want to say. Obviously, Darwin Nunez going up against, obviously, Martinez. Obviously, last year in the Champions League, he absolutely terrorised them. Darwin Nunez in Amsterdam anyway.
Yeah.
Knocked them out. And obviously played Liverpool in knockouts. But yeah, it's in a battle. The battle of the midfield. I was speaking with Doug and the lads. Obviously, Sophie on his Doug show, and it's going to be interesting, Dave. I don't know how you feel, mate, and chat. Obviously, midfield battle. Obviously, Casemiro, the wealth of experience, and first and foremost, the quality he does bring. Yes, he's 31 years old. Everyone in world football balked at the price tag, but you get what you pay for, in all honesty.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me when we signed Gary McAllister. I know they're two different types of players, but that age, that profile, people were going, what are you signing him for? And you know what? Gary McAllister was unbelievable for us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Sometimes just going out there and signing a 31, 32-year-old has all the experience, has that international class, of course, can work. I know I've heard a bit of background noise about Kante, N'Golo Kante. Used to be Leicester, now at Chelsea and stuff like that. But I think he's too bleeding injury prone. Then again, probably suiting perfectly being injury prone, signing for Liverpool, But it can work. So Casemiro definitely makes them tick. Rashford scoring goals for fun. These players all over the pitch. I don't like giving them too much positivity. Like Klopp said today, I certainly don't like giving them too much positivity. Yeah. I like. You have to obviously look at the threats. Rashford, you've Fernandes. I don't like him as a player in midfield. and you've threats all
Oh,
over the place. They're keeping
Anthony
clean
as well.
sheets. What?
Yeah. Anthony as well, but you got to mention Rashford, Dave, and similar to you, and as you mentioned, Jurgen Klopp's comments. But we're not blind to the fact in relation to how poor Liverpool have been this season. But this is an opportunity, Dave. It doesn't get any bigger, as we all know. If we can get a result on Sunday afternoon, it can potentially be, hopefully, the catalyst for Liverpool come what the
The
end
only
of
problem
the
for
season.
Liverpool is, Jack, we've only got 3 games left in March, and we finish on the 15th of bleeding March. We don't play until April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Because we've got I know there's international football and all that, but there's a big break. I don't know whether that'll come in time. But then again, we could have the likes of Thiago and Diaz coming straight back in then. I mean, we've got United on Sunday. We've got Bournemouth away Saturday week. And then, of course, we've got that Bernabeu trip. We won't be talking about that. But there's a huge, huge 6 points coming up. We can get the 6 points in those 2 league games. Never mind. I think United, if we can beat United on Sunday, it's a huge catalyst. It's a bonus. I mean, it's the game the fans want to win on either side. Let's be real. There's Everton and there's United. There's actually United ahead of Everton for me. I mean, United's the game I watch and I look at the calendar. I don't know about you, Jack.
Yeah, 100%. Man United all day long, mate. Probably when Everton used to be good. It's been a very long time, as we know. But like
that was the 80s. That was the 80s.
Yeah, when they were winning titles a very long time ago as well, competing with Liverpool. But yeah, always going to be Manchester United, mate. I know City in recent year have tried to create this rivalry, but it's literally going to take another 25 years of dominance from Manchester City, really, to try and get a bit of. It's almost like a fake rivalry of, say, with Manchester City in recent seasons, but Man United, we despise each other as fans, obviously keeping it, but you obviously do get those small sections of both fans. But I think me and you and the majority of Manchester United and Liverpool fans try and keep it respectful as much as possible. But it's what happens when both teams have been successful and it is the 2 biggest clubs in English football by a bloody stretch.
In world football, they're up there. I mean, look at Mark saying there, just hope we're up for this. I'll tell you what, if the Liverpool players and fans aren't up for this fucking game, I don't even know why you're going to the game, because this is a game. It doesn't take much to get up for this game, Jack. Come on. 4:30 on a Sunday. Give me a break.
Yeah, I was
I'd be up the loudspeaker if I was outside Anfield.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to be there against Diev. And you can talk about how bad Everton were, but I was probably one of my favourite atmospheres this season that I've been to. Been very fortunate to go to a couple of games this season. And yes, Liverpool haven't been the best this year, but I think there's going to be no room for either team. Obviously, with the atmosphere, a cold run of atmosphere, hopefully come on Saturday, and it's an important. I want us to start quick and put the foot on the pedal, really, Dave. Get a nice early goal first and foremost, and I can't wait to see Darwin Nunez. He's a boxer for Oaks. You never know what you're gonna get with him. I was there against Palace. Bit of madness, but I'm hoping upon hope that he's out of his game anyway. But yeah, this is a player, like he's a type of player that will thrive in this environment. A derby, which it is more or less, and he's got every bit of quality to very much trust it upon Man United, mate, on Sunday.
United fans, United flags will be red when they enter, and then when they leave, they'll be green and gold. Let's hope they're green and gold. They're giving out to the Glazers, and and we hammer them. I think this will be a tight game. I'm going to go 2-1 Reds. I think it'll be very tight. There'll only be a goal in it. I'm hoping that the goal in it is for Liverpool, if you know what I mean, on Liverpool's side. But we've got to be on it. We've got to pick the right team. We'll talk about the teams now in a minute. We've got to be play our A game, take our chances. Keep it tight, no fiddling around. Huge, huge game. It's a game you don't want to lose. It's a game. I mean, it really is. It's a game you do. The hassle I get Monday morning in work and when going around, it'd be ridiculous. There's 6 or 7 big United fans I know, and they will let you know. Put it that way. They will let you know. Rashford is dangerous. Rashford is on fire, says Just Hannah. Yeah, he is on fire. Let's hope we can put him out and we're the firefighters on Sunday and we can dampen down his form. He's a decent record. He's a few goals against Liverpool. I just think, the key again, as I always say, is midfield. I think I would go starting 11. This would be the starting 11 for me. I don't know what way Klopp's thinking. Everybody seems to be fit. Obviously, Thiago, Diaz are not available, but I would go Alisson in goal. I would go Kanate, Van Dijk. I just want to build that. I'm hoping they can both stay fit.
Consistency. Yeah.
I would bring Robertson back in for Tsimikas, and I would have Trent. I would also have in midfield, this is the key. Fabinho has to play. He had a very good game against Wolves the other night. I'm sure he's relishing it. Young Bajcetic. Now, this is a huge game for him, Jack. You know, I mean,
Baptism of fire. 100%.
Oh, this is straight in. This is straight in. Young Bajcetic, Fabinho. The question now is, the third one here
the
is...
extra midfield, isn't it?
Look, we all know, we all think Club Captain Hendo comes in for the big games, but it just hasn't worked, Jack. It just hasn't worked. Naby Keita, I think, is in. He played Monopoly again on Saturday night, so he probably won't be available. So, I mean, the question is that third player in midfield. I'll come back to that, but up front, I'd actually make a change as well. I'd have Mohamed, the king of Egypt. I would have Darwin, box of frogs, chaotic, Nunez, and I'd have Hakpo. I'd bring Hakpo in for Jota. I really would.
Yeah.
Just for the pace. Do you know what I mean? I think the reason he didn't start against Wolves I think the reason Robertson and Hakpo didn't start against Wolves because they're going to start against United. I think that's the reason they didn't start. It's great to have Jota on the ground. It's great to have Bobby no look. Hopefully a few more games and maybe you come on and get a goal. But the midfield, that third person in midfield is absolutely key. Will it be young Harvey Elliott? I mean, I think it's a big show. I think he really would love Henderson to be playing well. He'd love Fabinho to be playing well because that'd be his dream.
It's that experience, Steve, innit, Chas? And I went with Milner on Doug's prediction, mainly due to the fact of we know how strong United will be with Casemiro. We mentioned his qualities. Obviously, Fred's been in inspired form this season. I just don't want to, especially playing two young players, but it could make Harvey Elliott. It's so important, that extra midfielder, whoever it is. It's going to be so, it will come down to the midfielder. I agree with you there, Dave. And it probably will be Henderson. I think you need that. It's going to come down to, I want to be seeing a bit of attitude, really, first and foremost, Dave. I don't want us to turn up on Sunday and be too pushy over, really. I want us to go
performance,
in there.
Jack. I'd love Look, we want the result. The result's the only thing that really matters. I mean, you know, any type of win is a win against United. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes the best team doesn't win in them games. It's a Northwest derby and all this. And United are in good form coming into Liverpool. Liverpool are just starting to see shoots. They're starting to do a little. I wouldn't say we're there yet, Jack, by any means. But certainly the spine of the team is starting to click. And that's the big thing for me. You've Alisson, who's been brilliant all season. You've Van Dijk the other night, just looking back to his, wouldn't say to his best, but coming back. You've got Fabinho, one of his best games, and you've Mohamed, the king of Egypt. So that spine there is looking good. And if the spine plays well, I think we win the game.
Yeah, 100%. It's obviously Rashford. Obviously, he's been 12 months ago. He was public enemy number one in terms of Manchester United fans. It's mad how stark contrast their rationale thinking behind him. Yes, I don't want to be waxing lyrical, Man United, but you can't not help but actually admire what Rashford does on the pitch as well. He's probably one of the most informed players in the whole of Europe by a bloody country mile. I tell you what, if he's leaving United and he doesn't sign a contract, then he'll have literally the years. Everyone around Europe, every top elite side in Europe will be vying for the signature of Rashford. It's going to be interesting, the battle between him and Trent. It has always been a case in point of saying...
Would he go with Milner instead of Trent?
I think he's got to go with Trent, though, mate. I think it's going to be... And we spoke about the midfield, but I think that's going to be...
I think he'll go Trent. That's my back four. I mean, it's got to be the same back four. Other than Tsimikas, Robbo, I think he's coming in for Tsimikas.
Yeah, it's...
You know what I mean?
But the thing is now, Dave, as we seen a couple of nights ago, Canate, it's a completely different game. It opens up the field. He'll provide Trent
He's got
with a lot
that
more
back.
pace.
He's got that tracking pace, Jack. You know what I mean? He can get back if he makes a mistake. That's the thing.
Yeah, 100%. He's got that maturity to his game as well. Something that I don't think Gomez, even though he's 23, 24 years old, Gomez, but even still.
It wouldn't surprise me, as Mark's saying there, it just wouldn't surprise me if he went Fabinho, Hendo, and fucking Biatla. It just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing to surprise me anymore anyway. But
Yeah.
just we know he likes a tight midfield. We know but just it hasn't worked. Has it? It could work someday. Who knows? But it hasn't worked. That three just hasn't fucking worked.
It's getting that ball in terms of the 6 areas. Obviously, getting the ball off Weghorst. He's been a massive point to really why Manchester United have been playing very well in recent weeks. I think a lot of rival fans looked at that signing, but in terms of when you analyse Manchester United's play in recent weeks, he's been so fundamental. Just getting the balls, getting the knockouts, the knockdowns really for Rashford and Anthony and obviously Fernandes. And so if we can stop the supply line to him, obviously stop the supply line to Rashford, I think if we can try and just impose our game, as you alluded to there, Dave, just go a bit more higher up the pitch and try and suffocate them and just try and just play our game. Yes, you can talk about United, but just do what we've been doing best. I don't want to be watching, I don't think any of us want to be watching Manchester United come to Anfield and be the new kids on the block. We need to stamp our authority on the game and be like, no, we're Liverpool Football Club. We're Liverpool Football Club. Yes, we're not having the best season this year, but we've been top dogs along with Manchester City in the Premier League. And you're not going to come to our house and start barking.
We're the Backstreet Boys. They're the new kids on the block. Cause I want it that way.
Go ahead, Dave.
Hopefully 2-1 to the Reds. But Jack, I'm going to go 2-1 Reds. Give me your starting 11 and your scoreline before we have a little 5-minute chat about Bobby No Look. Go.
Yeah, I go with Ali in goal, Trent right back, Canate, thank God, he's back in. And Pedro Van Dijk. I'd go with Costas. He was my man in the match.
Keep him in there, yeah? Okay.
I go with Simi, left back. I'd agree with you, Dave. I did have Milner, so I go with Milner, Bajcetic, and Fabinho. But I can understand where you say it's either going to be Hendo or Milner. It's going to be one of them anyway. Then go with Nunez on the left, Gakpo through the middle, and Salah on the right. And then go a hard-aimed 1-0. I'd like it to be a lot more comfortable, but
it doesn't matter me. I take
any win if it comes off the backside of Varane, we'll take that all day. But yeah, go 1-0, mate. It's going to be a very tight game.
Jack has to go in about 5 minutes, but I'll stay on for a little longer. But before Jack goes, I want to have a little 5-minute chat about Bobby No Look, Brazilian Firmino, who is leaving in the summer on a free, of course. We knew it could happen. There was always going to be a day it was going to happen. Jack, I mean, look, he's been injured quite a lot. He's been in and out of the team recently. But when he burst onto the scene with Mane, with Salah and Bobby, they were the three amigos up front. They were the three first names on the pitch, scoring goals, making goals, that little bit of Brazilian, the no-look goals, the goal in the Club World Cup final, that famous goal that he scored against Arsenal when he put three of them on their arse. Remember that at Anfield?
Oh, yes.
What's your quick words and thoughts on Bobby?
I love him, mate. It is, of course.
And his white teeth.
Yeah, well some dentist that. It's easier when you're on £100,000 a week. Tell you, we'd all have teeth like that. We did have that kind of money. Yeah, special player, mate. I love him. Probably one of my favourite players of the Klopp era. He embodies everything about a Jurgen Klopp team in terms, obviously. Yeah. Rodgers obviously did sign Bobby, but he didn't have a bloody Scooby-Doo out to get the best out of him. Jurgen come in. Yeah, but Jurgen Klopp come in. I think when you look at the comments that Jurgen did say, he was absolutely buzzing. If you listen to the quotes when he very first come, he was like, "Oh my God, we've got a player of the ability of Bobby Firmino," and he was so excited to actually work with him. And then obviously the story was written the years later, but he has been the best false nine in the last 5-6 year period. There's no one like Bobby in world football. In all honesty, he's very unique. Not just the way in which he does play on a football pitch, but in terms of his personality, he's an absolute nutter. But we love him. There probably wouldn't be necessarily my favourite Bobby moment, but in terms of just the celebrations, what he brought to the Liverpool Football Club, I loved him and Mane, the chemistry they had after the celebrations. I think Firmino just most weekends he'd just mock Mane. We're just trying to copy him, try and kick him in the head. I did worry, and the
karate kick, kung fu kick.
Jurgen Klopp probably sat there going, "Oh my God, hopefully he doesn't hit one of the lads with a flying kick." But it probably goes back to obviously the videos you shared, mate, me and you that famous night when we went out on town, and it's so special. I think it's coincided really with the good form of Liverpool, but we know how the historic Liverpool songs go, singing in the terraces and in and around the streets and all around Europe as well. But I think that's gone hand in hand, the Bobby Firmino song, and I'm hoping it's going to have added weight now, given the news that we know now. It's that's going to be getting belted out all on Sunday.
Do you know what would be brilliant for him to come on with 10, 15 minutes and get the winner against United? Oh, that would really finish it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be very special, mate. But yeah, I love him.
You've got to go now in a minute, Jack. What are you doing? Are you live on your channel or are you on someone else's channel?
Yeah, I'm going to be live on my channel, mate. Going to keep on doing a bit more watch-alongs. I'm going to be watching the Napoli versus Lazio game this evening. Obviously, Napoli, one of the most informed sides in the whole of Europe. But
that should be feisty. That should be feisty.
Yeah, a massive thank you, Dave, for having me on, mate. And I've enjoyed it.
Fair play. We'll do something tomorrow, Jack, as well.
Yeah, we'll do
something tomorrow if you're around. I'll send you a link in about 2. If you're around.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, definitely. But chat.
Bobby, no luck, says Doug. I think it was no luck with injuries. Bobby, no luck with injuries. You could add injuries and be in with that. But Jack, thanks very much.
Massive thank you, mate.
Check out Anfield Road TV in about 10 minutes, guys. I'll stay on for another 10, 15 minutes. But thanks very much, Jackie boy.
See you later, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Up to the edge.
Cheers, bro. Stay safe. Jack and Anfield Road TV. Used to be Jack Mack, of course, but now it's Anfield Road TV. But what about these rumours? Diaz swap deal? I think it's complete bullshit. It won't happen. No chance. We want Diaz back. We've missed him. One of our best players last season. He's back in training. If you've seen some of my shorts, YouTube shorts, he's back in training. He's about 2 or 3 weeks away, but we've only got 2 weeks left because after the Bernabeu game on the 15th of March, there's a 2-week break. If we don't come back until the 1st of April, there's international football. And who is it? I think it's City away. Wow, big one. But we got to beat United on Sunday. That's all my eyes are on. The big one, the derby, the rivalry, Northwest Derby, whatever you want to call it. I cannot wait. Si, senor, says Doug. Absolute legend. But Firmino will go down in history as one of the best Brazilian LFC legends, says Andrew Quinn. Absolutely. We all love the white teeth. White teeth and as white as Bobby's, but you know what I mean. He just gave us something different, didn't he? Unusual type player, something different. You wouldn't know what he's doing. I'll join you soon, Dave. Doug, you can pop in if you want, yeah? How am I going to send you the link? Because I'm actually live on my iPhone here. If I can send it to you, I will. Dougie boy. Still reeling a bit from the news that Bobby will be leaving. I understand, but I hate it so much, says Brace Devils. Brace yourself for Sunday. City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home. 3 tough games for the Reds. We've got United Sunday, Bournemouth away next Saturday. Then we've got the Bernabeu debacle. Then there's a 2-week international break. And then we come back, as we say, City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal home. Wow. That ain't going to be easy. Let me see if I can get Doug in here. Hold on, guys. Just bear with me for 1 second, guys. Bear with me for 1 second, though. If I can get Doug in, I will. How I do this, I do not know. But I'll try. Because I want to have a little chat. I want to get his view. I want to get his take. Sorry. I want to get his take on Bobby. And of course on the big one. All right, Doug, I can send that to you now. You should have. We're back. That wasn't too bad, was it? So Doug should be popping in now. Doug Out Football Channel. Want to get his view, of course, on Bobby No Look leaving, the Brazilian white-teeted legend, and the big one on Sunday. He just did a video earlier on Doug Out Football Channel with Jack Owen from the Cop On podcast, and I think it was Sophie Rico, big United fan. That's a better black screen. A what screen? Oh, the black surround, was it? Yeah, it actually does look better. It matches on this, look. The old Nike Liverpool top. Well, not that old, but you know what I mean. Yeah, guys, looking forward to it. I think it might be 2-1. Any type of win, I'd take your bloody hand off right now. I take your hand off right now. Any type of win would do me. because we all know and we all like to beat United. But they're in form. Won't be easy. Got to bring your A game. No mistakes. Be ready to rock. Crowd has got to be up for it. I think Anfield will be up for it, to be fair. I think Anfield will be up for it. If you're not up for that, you shouldn't be going to football matches, as far as I'm concerned. You really shouldn't be. So I think Liverpool will be up for it. I think the players will be up for it. United will be up for it too. So, but we got to do our thing. We're the home team. We've got to do our thing. Here's Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Oh, well, good. I'm actually looking forward to the game. The weekend, I think Liverpool, 2 or 3 weeks ago, if you would have asked me about this game, I would have been a little bit more trepidation, a little bit more worried. Now, they're a good side, but I just think at home at Anfield on a Sunday afternoon, players are starting to play. We'll have to play our A game to win.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this is one of the biggest games in English. I still think to this day it's still the biggest game in English football.
Oh yeah, one of the biggest games in the world. The world will be watching this. As 100%. The world will be watching.
100%. You can put the Old Firm in there. You can put El Clasico in there. Liverpool, Manchester United is right up there as well. But yeah, Manchester United. I was obviously speaking to Sophie, and there is a lot of confidence in the camp over there.
I hope they're overconfident. I hope they're too confident.
Yeah,
go there
me
and
too.
they're just too bloody. That's what I hope, because that never works for you. You know what I mean? As I was talking with Jack, I'll ask you, you're 11 now in a minute, and what you think. I don't want to have a word about Bobby Firmino, of course, the news today. I want to see what you had to say about it. But I just think midfield's huge. Midfield is absolutely huge. The spine is starting to play. I mean, Alisson's been brilliant all season. Van Dijk looked like Van Dijk with Kanate. I just think it suits the two of them there. If those two can stay fit, it's huge. Fabinho looked like Fabinho. I wouldn't say it was total Fabinho. I know it was only Wolves, but still, it doesn't matter. We haven't seen that. And even Salah up front, Nunez, as Jack calls him, a box of frogs, Captain Chaos, whatever you want to bleed and call him. I think Hakpo comes in, by the way, for Jota. I think Hakpo comes in. And I think Robertson comes in for Tsimikas, but to be honest, Tsimikas hasn't put a foot wrong. So, but the midfield for me, what's your 11? What do you think? What do you think Klopp will do?
I'm going to say Ali in goal. I think the same back four except Robertson and for Tsimikas. I think he'll come back in. I'm going to go for Fabinho, Bajcetic.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, do you know what? I'm thinking maybe Milner. Like, I'm not sure Elliot is sort of. I don't think he's quite ready in these kind of games, Elliot. And then I think the front three speaks for itself. I think it is Nunez on the left, Gakpo through the middle, and Salah. I think that third midfield is going to be very, very interesting, to say the very least.
Yeah, I think the midfields. Always midfield's always nearly where the game's won and lost. I just think we've got to be tight, clinical. The crowd have got to be up for it. I'm sure they will be. Sunday afternoon against United, the crowd will be crazy. United will have the green and yellow flags with them. Look, for me, it's just. I just think it's. Look, you're the home team. You have to dictate play. We are Liverpool. They're playing better, slightly better than us. They're confident coming there. But still Anfield. It's Anfield. Even the great United teams used to find it hard coming there under Ferguson in certain games. So we just got to turn up, I think. Don't want any regrets. I don't want to go into work Monday morning with United beating us. I just do not want that. You know what I mean? No, I wouldn't be able.
I'm guessing that we both got a lot of United fans in our workplaces then.
Yeah, so have I. They're fucking everywhere. Well, it's Liverpool United, my job, basically. Elliot should start my midfield with Bajcetic, Fabinho, and Elliot. Look, that threesome, there's a fucking any threesome could go in there. I'm just hoping he doesn't throw Henderson. He might just playing safe with Fabinho, Henderson, and Bajcetic, because young Bajcetic is so young, thinking United with a lot more experience in there. I think you could start like against Wolves. You could start the same team if you wanted. I just think Hakpo comes in for Jota. Jota didn't have a great game. He's only coming back from injuries. I think the reason Jota and Robertson were rested against Wolves for the very fact that they're going to start.
Yeah, I think as well. I think I thought Jota against Wolves. I think it was very, very interesting that he could have easily shot when and obviously the Van Dijk header goes off onto the post,
Yeah.
but then he obviously sees him right clear in the middle, and he manages to get Van Dijk in there for that goal. But Jota, I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get back to speed, back up to things. And I think he's definitely on the bench on Sunday.
Yeah. I think I actually sometimes Jota's better coming off the bench with 20 to go. It just gives you something different. It brings you dynamic, something for United to think about. And obviously, we're going to talk about Bobby now in a minute. Bobby be on the bench, I'm sure, too. Imagine Bobby come off the bench, got the winner. That would be the perfect. I wouldn't say send off because he's a few games left, but you know what I mean. John Conway is in the house. John, how are you? Hopefully, hit the like, hit the share, give the Dugout Football Channel somebody you love, guys. Give him a sub. Give us all a sub. It's Christmas. Let's go. Jack was in earlier. Right, so 2-1 on going Reds. What do you think? It'd be a tight game. I'd say it'd be a tight game. No one will want to lose that game, Doug,
No, definitely not. Yeah, I'm going 2-1 as well. I do think we'll concede, but I just think on our day we can really hurt them. I know they're good defensively at the moment. I tell you, without Casemiro, they're a much worse side off without him. He's been fantastic, Casemiro.
He's playing. He's going to play.
He is, yeah.
He's been a revelation. As I said earlier to Jack, he reminds me now going back into the 90s when we signed McAllister, Gary McAllister. I mean, everybody was saying he was washed out. He was in his 30s. No, he was a bit of experience, but he was worked wonders for us. Won us games. That famous goal against Everton in injury time, and just great games. That season we won the the UEFA Cup at the time, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and we finished fourth. That season he was instrumental in that. And sometimes it works like that. Getting in someone 30, 31, they're still hungry, full of experience. If they can stay fit, it's huge. Neymar Casemiro has been an absolute gem of a signing, to be fair. John is going 2-1. Going to be a very tight game, Mark. Absolutely, my friend. I don't care if it's tight once we win. I couldn't care less. It's all about it. Look, at this stage, Doug, it's about results for Liverpool. It really is. If you can
100%.
get a result and a performance, it's a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I was obviously saying in the chat. I mean, you said it there: Bournemouth away, Madrid away, and then you got City, Chelsea and Arsenal. Those 3 games in April, at the start of April, are going to be massive.
But that's what I'm saying. If we can win, if we can beat United, any scoreline on Sunday, Bournemouth away Saturday, then we got that Bernabeu game. Now, I think that's a shot in the dark, that game, really. I mean, if it came off, it'd be unbelievable, but it's a real shot in the dark. Then there's a 2-week break. There's an international break, and then we go again. We come back in April, City away, as you say, Chelsea away, Arsenal. Wow. I think we'll be up for them games, but they're going to be tough. They're not going to be easy. VVD says he's feeling a little burned out. I think that interview was saying that he was burnt out. That was the problem. Why he just didn't look because of the World Cup and stuff like that. I don't know whether you've seen Klopp's press conference today, did you?
No, I haven't actually. I was actually at work when it was actually on, but I did catch a little bit of it at like lunchtime, and Van Dijk saying he's burnt out. He has played a lot of football. And most of these players have played a lot of football, and you're bound to get injuries here and there. Yeah. I think the luckiest thing for us is that Mo Salah hasn't been injured.
He's never injured though.
No.
Do you know what it is? Some players actually need to play because if you don't play, they get fucking injured. Their muscles relax. You know what I mean? And we all know about Klopp's training methods: 2, 3, 4 sessions a day and Gengen press. And it's not so much this season, of course, but the energy they used up in those 63 games is basically like 1.5 seasons in one season. Yeah. Psychologically, never mind anything else.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you look at the bench that we had the other night. I mean, Curtis Jones wasn't even on the bench. Like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't even on the bench either. So, we're getting players back at the the right time. I'm going to be so pleased to see Luis Diaz come back very, very soon because we have missed him.
Yeah, no, I've been saying it all season, ever since he went bloody missing. I mean, just to have him even on the bench for that City game away, that Chelsea game away, that Arsenal game. You know what I mean? Just to have him there last 20, 25, the 5-sub rule and all that. That Bobby, Jota, and the Diaz on the bench. Have a Thiago there as well. Throw those in. They're like new signings, FSG. New signings. But for the last 5-10 minutes, we're going to have a chat about the Brazilian Bobby, no luck with injuries. Firmino. Sad to see him go. Look, all good things come to an end. Look, I mean, it had to happen some stage. A lot of people were saying he might get another year. I think it's the right time to go now with young lads coming up and Liverpool just starting to rebuild. But you must have some great memories of Bobby.
Oh, Bobby's one of my favourite ever players. I've got him on the back of this shirt. And yeah, it's just when I saw the news, I was like, it probably is the right time to go, because he's won everything he can at Liverpool, obviously, except the Europa League, etc. But he's won the Premier League, he's won the Champions League, he's won the World Club Cup. He was the match winner in the Club World Cup final. So that,
beautiful finish, yeah,
fantastic, yeah. So he's going to be a Liverpool legend, no matter what. And yeah, he'll be missed. I'm going to miss his no-look goals, I've got to say. And he has probably the whitest teeth out of anybody in the Liverpool squad.
His teeth are even whiter than Klopp's.
I know.
Klopp got his teeth.
I'm gonna miss him, but I do think that he can go away. He can go and do it somewhere else. Maybe Serie A. There's been a lot of rumours about Inter Milan wanting Firmino, and
I think he might go back to Brazil with his young family.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's Spain as well.
He'll have options. He's still a few years left on him. That's the thing.
I can't really see him go back.
He might go to Bayern Munich with Mane.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know.
Yeah. I can't see him playing for another English club. I think that
won't happen. That's gone.
No, I saw like a sort of a small sort of rumor about Newcastle being in, but they've got way too many Brazilians. No, I can't see it. I think he'll either go back to Brazil or he'll go to Italy. I think that's
sunnier climes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Sunnier climes, I think he's got three girls. I think he's a load of kids.
Yeah,
he's 3 kids, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
And his wife, Rebecca Tavares, her name. She's always on Twitter. I think she's his PR. I think she's his PR agent.
Yeah. I hope not. No, Allison, I think is happy. Fabinho, I think, is the one. I think we might have to have a wee conversation about. I don't know if he'll stick around, because I think as well, like, his form hasn't been great, but then again, there's a few players in this team that haven't really performed. But I think Fabinho, we've kind of seen sort of the decline in Fabinho this season.
Look, it was always going to happen. I mean, he won really decent game against Wolves. I mean, if you go back a season or two, you wouldn't even be talking about him having a decent game against Wolves. Like, he'd be expected to have a game against Wolves. Question is, if he's picked, which I think he will be on Sunday, if he comes out of that and has a decent game and Liverpool win the game and, getting his foot in, Fabinho played well, that's when you start talking he's coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not if he gets walked in midfield on Sunday and everybody forgets what he did against Wolves. Because if you make a mistake in that game, they're going to remember it forever. Because that is a game you do not want to make a mistake.
Definitely.
Plus, Melo was looking good in training. Jesus. Poor Arthur Melo. I actually feel sorry for him, Doug. I really do. I genuinely feel sorry for a guy that has 22 international caps for Brazil, played in that great Barcelona team. Now, not always. He had a decent run with them, and Juventus signed him to come to Liverpool, be locked in a dungeon for 6 months, and then lose the key. He can't even get out. Do you know what I mean? I know he's training and doing his best. What does he play? 13 minutes?
13 minutes against Napoli, and we haven't even seen him. And apparently Barcelona are on another transfer embargo as well.
Look, every Liverpool fan wants to see him come on and get a goal against, he's like, what do we be on the bleeding bench? But you know what I mean? Get a game, get a performance, get something out of him. Put a fucking tackle in. You know what I mean? But I just think Klopp's basically, I don't think Klopp. I mean, Klopp's probably made his mind up already, Doug. You know, he's going back in the summer.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The deal's already done. He's going back. Yeah, what's your favourite goal? Well, as we just said a minute ago, Bobby's goal, the Club World Cup goal, was a big one. Of course, we'd never won it before. But the goals, that game against Arsenal, remember, it was a 5-1 or 5-0 at Anfield. The one where he turned inside out. And two or three players went left, right, and centre. And just a lovely little finish into the corner. Been loads of goals. Loads of goals.
No, there's been loads. It has to be the Club World Cup goal for me. The fact that
it was a first time win.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, he did really, really well to go around the goalkeeper and, you know, a cracking finish in the end. Still had a lot of work to do, but he was very, very good in that. So probably for that. But yeah, I agree with you about the Arsenal one, the one where he I think he danced his way past, I think, 3 Arsenal defenders and then slotted it into the corner. It was
Liverpool were flying. That was the real Liverpool back then.
Yeah.
They were bleeding hammering. Every time Arsenal come to Anfield, they get fucking hammered. And look at them now. Look at them now. Ravi is in. How are you, Ravi? Hopefully you're well. I'm actually going to go Salah and Darwin to score, and maybe Rashford for United.
Yeah, I think so.
How does Darwin get the service to score against United? How does Darwin get the service? I mean, we have to play well. We have to play well.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful of our counter as well, though. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well that whoever plays a right back for Manchester United on Sunday, whether it's Wan-Bissaka, whether it's Dalot, I think Darwin will fancy himself against both of them.
Yeah, but he's a handful. You just don't know what he's going to bleed. He probably doesn't even know what he's going to do. Do you know what I mean? Klopp doesn't even know what he's going to do. Just let him do what he's doing. Darwin, you just go out and do what you want to do when you want to do it. I'm not going to give you any tactics. Just stay out fucking there and do it. And I mean, I think Hackbo comes in. I want a game from him. He's starting to show something. I believe he'd become a good player for us, Doug. He's young. He's a Dutch international. You don't become a Dutch international. You know the academies in Holland and all. He needs to just settle in. I think you'll see him take off. I want Diaz back in there. We want Thiago back. I think we have a real chance of top 4, especially if we beat United on Sunday. We've a real chance to get in that top 4 spot.
Definitely. Yes, Bobby loves scoring against Spurs. Yeah,
great record. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored. Did he score at Tottenham earlier in the season? I think he might have done. Yeah, away Wolves, Bobby. Yeah, there's been so many of. There's 107 goals for the football club. It's just been fantastic.
He just hasn't. Look, injuries caught up with him in the last season or so. He just hasn't had that dynamism about him. Liverpool were trying to change tactics and stuff, and the front three split up with Mane going and stuff. And he was never going to get back to that level again. But he gives you something different. He can play as a 10. He can play in behind. He's got a lovely first touch when he's on his game. You know what I mean? Plus, he can come up with a goal. And I just think whoever he goes, they'll be looking at that because he's been unusual, an orthodox type of player. Not many players out there like him.
No, definitely not.
Even Barcelona were interested in him. I know he was an embargo, you're saying, at Barca, is there?
Yeah, I've seen Barcelona be interested, Inter Milan. They're I wouldn't be too surprised if Juventus was in for him as well. It's just an interesting time of it for Bobby. But no, I think our last home game of the season, I think you'll get a big standing ovation. He thoroughly deserves it because he's been an absolutely fabulous servant for 8.5 years, and I think
he's a crowd favourite. He's a crowd favourite, sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that song is going to be marked in all of our songs when we will look back over the years. Like,
Did you see the video of me and Jack?
Yes.
That was at an Anfield rap party in Liverpool back in May 2019 outside. We were both pissed. That's on the steps outside the Anfield rap party, and all the Liverpool fans are coming out singing it. There's about 100 people there for about 2 hours singing. My voice was gone. Unbelievable. But
yeah,
I think we'll leave it there. Obviously, we're all looking forward to the big one on Sunday. I'm going 2-1 to the Reds. Doug is going 2-1. Doug just had a show earlier with Sophie Rico, the United fan. He had Owen from the Cop On podcast and Jack from Anfield Road TV. So check that out. I'll put his link down in the description. Give him a sub. Show him some love. And, of course, Jack was on earlier, Anfield Road TV. We leave it there. Bobby's leaving. Liverpool are winning. Let's go. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Doug, thank you very much for popping in, bro.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Talk soon. Stay safe. Thanks for the chat, guys. Cheers.